Before the infamous flames, London was a bustling metropolis, the heart of a growing empire. The city was booming as the population swelled, and the narrow, winding streets were filled with the hustle and bustle of daily life. Buildings, predominantly made of timber, huddled closely together, creating a labyrinth of homes and businesses. The city's rapid growth, however, was not without its challenges. The cramped conditions and the lack of effective sanitation caused a variety of public health issues. Despite these challenges, Londoners enjoyed the vibrancy and opportunities that came with living in a rapidly expanding city. The long, hot summer of 1666 set the stage for the disaster. The city was parched, the timber buildings were dry, and the winds were strong. It was a tinderbox just waiting for a spark. And then, in the wee hours of September 2nd, 1666, a spark ignited that would change the face of London forever. In the heart of London, in a small bakery on Pudding Lane, the fire began. On the fateful night of September 2nd, 1666, Thomas Fariner, a hard-working baker, inadvertently ignited a spark that would soon become an inferno. The fire, initially small and seemingly harmless, was overlooked and left to its own devices. The city slept, unaware of the impending doom. As London dreamt, the fire grew, spreading rapidly, fueled by strong winds and the city's densely packed timber houses. These houses, built cheek by jowl, were the perfect kindling for this growing beast of a fire. Meanwhile, London's authorities, in their complacency, underestimated the true nature of the fire. They believed it to be a mere flicker that would soon die out. Little did they know it was a beast growing in strength and ferocity, a beast that would not be tamed easily. There was no effective response, no well-thought-out plan to tackle this burgeoning disaster. The city's firefighting methods were primitive, to say the least. Buckets of water, fire hooks, and primitive fire engines were no match for this raging inferno. In less than a day, the fire had become an unstoppable force, consuming everything in its path. The Great Fire of London was no longer a possibility, it was a reality, a destructive force that would change the course of London's history forever. As the fire raged, the people of London rallied, fighting to save their city and their lives. Their desperate efforts were a testament to the unbreakable spirit of Londoners. Some, armed with buckets of water from the River Thames, endeavoured to douse the flames. Others, in a desperate bid to halt the fire's progress, resorted to creating fire breaks. This drastic measure involved demolishing houses in the fire's path, in the hope that the absence of fuel would stop the flames from spreading. As the days wore on, these efforts, combined with a shift in the wind's direction, slowly began to turn the tide. On September 6th, the Great Fire of London was finally brought under control. The city breathed a collective sigh of relief, but the price of victory was steep. In its wake, the fire had left an indelible mark on the city. It had consumed over 13,000 homes, 87 churches, and numerous historic landmarks, including the iconic St. Paul's Cathedral. The city was a shadow of its former self, a vast expanse of smouldering ruins and charred timber. The Great Fire of London had ended, but its impact was only beginning to be felt. The fight to control the fire was over, but the fight to rebuild and recover from its devastating aftermath had just begun. Out of the ashes of the old city, a new London began to rise. The Great Fire had razed much of the medieval city to the ground, but from this devastation, an opportunity for reinvention emerged. The city set about rebuilding efforts with a keen focus on preventing such a disaster from occurring again. New building codes were established, replacing the combustible timber structures with brick and stone buildings. This catastrophe led to a significant shift in London's architecture and urban planning. Streets were widened and straightened, creating the network of thoroughfares we recognize today. The city's skyline was forever changed with the construction of grand structures like St. Paul's Cathedral, and as a lasting reminder of this transformative event, the monument to the Great Fire of London stands tall. This towering structure, just a stone's throw from where the fire started, serves as a testament to the city's resilience and rebirth. The Great Fire of London, a disaster that transformed a city, leaving a legacy that can still be seen today.